Our final graph is the graph of the cosecant of x. And since the cosecant of x is the reciprocal of the sine of x, we'll use the sine of x to determine its behavior and image as well. So the cosecant of x is 1 over sine x. I've started with the graph of sine x here, and I've picked some key values or key angles for the sine of x to determine the values for the cosecant of x. If I start at the origin, the sine of x is equal to 0, so the sine of 0 is 0, and 1 over 0, the reciprocal, is undefined, which tells me that I need an asymptote along the y-axis. If we move across to 30 degrees, we know that the sine of 30 is equal to 1/2, and the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. So I need a point at 30, 2. At 60 degrees, the sine is equal to the square root of 3 over 2. So its reciprocal would be 2 over the square root of 3. I need a point at 60, 2 over the square root of 3. At 90 degrees, the sine value is 1. The sine of 90 equals 1, and the reciprocal of 1 is also 1. So I need a point at 90, 1. At 120 degrees, we have the same value for the sine that we had at 60 degrees. So our reciprocal will also have the same value, 2 over the square root of 3 at 120 degrees. At 150 degrees, we have the same value for the sine as we did for the sine of 30 degrees, which means that our reciprocal will be the same at 2. At 180 degrees, we run into the same issue we did when the angle was 0 degrees. We're dividing by 0 for the reciprocal because the sine of 180 is equal to 0, which means we need another asymptote at 180 degrees. If we trace the values and think about what's happening as we go from 150 to 180 degrees, where we're taking the reciprocal or 1 over a smaller and smaller number, we'll see our values for the cosecant become larger and larger. So we get that U-shaped image similar to the one we saw for the secant. Only our graph has been shifted 90 degrees. Our minimum of our U-shape is now at 90 degrees instead of at the y-axis as it was for the secant. And we see that repeating alternating U-shape that goes up for the first 180 degrees and then down for the next 180 degrees, meaning that we have a period of 360 degrees.